The following program is intended for mature audiences.
TBS, America's #1 independent television network, presents the following sports exclusive.
You're listening to Basically a Sports Show.
Follow us on Twitter at Basically Sports.
Subscribe to our podcast on iTunes.
And check out every episode of the show at basicallysports.tumblr.com.
Now here's your hosts, Zach,
Greg, Mike.
And you're listening to Basically a Sports Show.
The absolute worst!
Guys, we're not in great shape, but we're hanging tough with both of our teams in the respective finals here.
Hanging in there.
Hanging in there. I wish the Blues could break serve here and not have to keep reacting to, like, we lose and we win. They need to break serve just once here.
Yeah.
And I guess, I hate to say this is good news because it makes me sound like a terrible person, but Kevin Durant is not going to play in tomorrow night's Game 3 in the Raptors-Warriors series, so that's good for the Raptors.
Kevin Durant's out for the Warriors. Zdeno Chara is out for the Bruins.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
We're hanging tough. We're hanging tough.
There is a window to be had.
I mean, I don't think anyone thought the Raptors would come out playing the Warriors as hard as they did.
Yeah. Well, even the loss, they lost by 4 in Game 2? 109, 105, right? Yeah, so it wasn't like...
Yeah. God, and the end of that game was so sloppy. They had so many chances to take ahead of it.
I mean, hell, they probably would have won if they didn't let the Warriors go on an 18-0 run to start the third quarter. I mean...
Yeah, that didn't help.
I mean...
I've been there, Mike. I watched the Cavs do that. Like, there was, I think, maybe except for the last time they played in the finals, but the other two times, well, they won in one of them, but the other one, it was like there were so many different chances where had they just kept their shit together, they would have probably won that series. And they would, like, let little things happen that add up, and the next thing you know, you're down and you lose, and that's it. And then, we're bitching about it on here. But yeah, the Raptors, they won Game 1, which I thought was huge. That was very important. And they hung tough in Game 2, so we're in it with that one. And the Blues are, I don't know what's going on. I haven't seen much of that series.
It really has been just a lack of – there's no continuity between anything. Like, the Blues dominated the first period of Game 1. And despite having a 2-0 lead, the Bruins then won the next two periods and won. Then in Game 2, it was an even first period, saw a 2-2 tie. And then St. Louis controls it forever, but can't score until the overtime. Then the Bruins come out and dominate game 3. Just stellar on the power play. And then Game 4 comes around and the Blues are opportunistic and hold Boston down. And it really just has been flip flop every game, every period. It's there's no team has a stranglehold on it, which is good, but Boston has been more impressive at its best than St. Louis at its best.
Yeah.
Which is, I don't know. I don't even know how you want to take that, but even though it's one of those things where, like, you look at Game 2, it's or Game 3, the Bruins beat them 7-2. I guess the Bruins are going to run away with it. Well, it's only one game.
Right.
7 goals, one game. They don't count towards the next game. So the Blues are doing
losing 7-1 is essentially the same as losing 2-1. So.
Right. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Like Zach said, the goals don't carry over. You don't get extra points. You don't get an extra win because you won by 5.
Yeah, the Blues are doing what they need to do to stay in this right now. And right now, it has it set up to kind of a mirror image of the San Jose series, where they were down. The series has gone the same up to now, where they steal the one on the road, the other team ties it, or they were down, they tied it, they went home, the other team not destroys them, but gets kind of a crushing win with the Sharks. It was the hand pass goal in overtime. With the Bruins, that 7-1 game. Then the Blues claw back and tie it. In the San Jose series, the Blues went out and punched the Sharks in the mouth in Game 5 in San Jose, and then won it in 6. With the Bruins going back to Boston to beat them in any sort of big way is going to be tough.
Right.
But having Chara out is going to be a big deal because he really kind of locks down the defense for them. And the other thing about the Bruins is, like, they're doing all this, but the top line has been invisible. like nothing from Marchand or Pasternak so far. So the Blues are doing their job for the most part. They just need to be better about it, a little more timely, and take their opportunities when they get them, because they're not converting on the special teams like they should.
That's what I mean. They've got to break serve here, because right now, I know a win's a win, doesn't really matter, but if you're doing this, every other game, then you're going to lose the series, because it's just the way it's going to work out. And I think if they get Game 5 in Boston, then we're in good shape. I think whoever wins this next game probably wins the series, more than likely, because wouldn't Game 7 be in Boston, right?
Game 7 would be in Boston.
Yeah, so I don't know. Honestly, I'm more hopeful for Mike's Raptors than I am for the St. Louis Blues at this point. Even though the Blues are tied and all that, I just think the Raptors have a better shot, especially with Durant being out, and because the Warriors, a lot of times, like you lose the first game of the series and they come out and they go into Death Star mode and you lose by 45, and that didn't happen. The Raptors hung tough. I didn't see any of it. From the sounds of it, they were in it most of the way, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I like their chances. I don't know. I just have a good feeling about it. That's the best way I can describe it. I can't give you any serious analysis, but I just feel good about it.
I mean, the next two are going to be the tough ones, because we got back-to-back games in Oakland. And so, honestly, if they can just split the Oakland games, right, I'll be very happy about their chances. Because at that point, if we come out of Oakland tied 2-2, then, of the 3 remaining games, 2 of them are in Toronto.
Right.
So
exactly.
I'm much more confident then. That's going to be the real test, though, if they can win at least one in Oakland. So I guess we'll see. But, I mean, it's been surreal. It's been surreal to see all of this happen. It's been amazing to see just how excited the city of Toronto is for this team and seeing this happen. And it's just great. It's fantastic. I only wish that this had happened I only wish that this had happened when they had a basketball dribbling dinosaur as their logo, because that would have been fantastic.
They got to bring that dude back. Come on, bring back the guy that falls down all the time.
Oh yeah, they haven't been shy about using their old logos on merchandise. So they're sticking around.
Needs to be made. Everybody knows where the 90s nostalgia is that right now. Mm-hmm. People always thought the Ducks were, hesitant to use the Mighty Ducks logos, and it's a cash cow sitting under the feet. So I don't know why any of those teams from the 90s that had their quirky days would be smart to sell that right now.
Do you find it like, I remember the first time the Cavs made the finals when they got swept by the Spurs way back in, like, I don't even remember what year it was, 2007 maybe, something like that. And it was just such a strange feeling to see the Cleveland Cavaliers playing for the championship, even though I knew they had no shot of winning. And it felt like that every time. Like, I don't know why. Like, with the Indians making the World Series, that didn't seem nearly as, I don't know, like I was living in some sort of alternate reality as I was with the Cavs. Like, the Cavs was like, this isn't supposed to happen with the Cavaliers. They're not good enough to do this. They never have been. Is that kind of like how you're feeling? Is it any of that with the Raptors? Do you feel it all or not?
Yeah, no, I definitely feel a lot of that. I mean, I think I've called them this before on the show, like this stupid basketball, this stupid dinosaur team, the stupid dinosaur team I've been following for like a very long time, and they've always been my basketball team, even when I, don't follow the NBA. I want the Raptors to do well, and they've always choked in the playoffs, or they've just been the absolute worst. And so
the absolute worst.
To quote Tank, yes, yeah.
To quote Tank, yes. So to see them here is very surreal. Again, I'm closing my eyes, hoping they can get out of Oakland with at least one win, because that would put them up I mean, that would set them up in real nice shape if they could get out of Oakland tied 2 apiece.
I agree completely. I think if they do that, they win the series. I really do.
The Warriors are the Warriors, but I mean, I have been very impressed with the fact that the Raptors haven't come out skittish or scared of them. They've come out playing like they can win, and they straight up won game 1 and came pretty damn close in game 2. So this Warriors team is beatable, and I'm excited that, the Raptors might be able to do it, because, I mean, the Warriors dynasty could very well be over after this year when you consider everyone who's leaving.
Oh, yeah, I think it's definitely over after this.
And so...
Well, Kawhi did reportedly buy a house in the Toronto area this week.
But I mean,
well, yeah, they said, here's a $500,000 house. We'll give it to you for $400. So he's like, sure.
But like, so I think regardless of how the series goes, we're kind of looking at the end of the Warriors as sort of this juggernaut. Like, this is their 5th straight finals appearance, and they've won 3 of the previous 4. So if they, it would be really cool, not just for the Raptors to win their first ever NBA championship, but to be the ones who kind of put the nail in the coffin, right, of like the Warriors super team. And I'm just kind of hoping, because, like, I mean, we talk about windows closing, right? A team has they have championship windows of, like, maybe a few years where they're viable contenders, but, like, at the same time, like, there's no chance that you ever get back after one go. So, not only are the Raptors here, but they've proven that they can actually play and they can actually challenge this team. So I want to see them do it. And we the North.
I was just going to say that when you've got a team like the Raptors, first time in the finals, you got the Warriors, 5th straight trip, 3 out of the last 4. Usually the scenario plays out where the Warriors win the first game because the Raptors are just like, the bright lights, the whole bit. So I think it's a really good sign that the Raptors came out and took game 1, because my feeling was they would split, but it would be the other way around, where the Raptors would go, okay, we can't let that happen, and we got to get game 2. And instead they came out and won game 1, which is the one that I thought they'd have trouble with, just because it's their first time, the nerves, the whole bit. The Warriors have been there before. They're not going to be shaken by anything and all that. So I thought that was a great sign too. And then to only lose by 4, I think they're in it. I really think they've got a good shot. And these Warriors can be beaten. The Cavaliers proved it, that they could do it. I think that, it's kind of hard to say that a team that doesn't have LeBron James is as good as a team that did have him. But I think, the Raptors have the talent to do it. And just got to, like you said, man, you come out of this thing 2-2 and you're home free, I think.
I think the Raptors really they have to take their chances now when it comes to the series, because with Kevin Durant still out, and the Warriors are, have a couple guys out now too, some of their big players. And really they had the opportunity to get game 2. Like the Warriors are there to be had right now, and they need to take advantage of it. So when they let a game like game 2 slip away from them, where, yes, the Warriors had that incredible run, but I watched the last, 10 minutes of the game, and there was at least a 4-minute stretch where both teams were just going back and forth and bricking and bricking and bricking. And it's like, Toronto, like, what are you doing? Like, Golden State clearly has lost their mojo for this moment. Go rack up some points and get back into this thing, because they were down by 10 or 12, and then it got down to 8, and it's like, okay, this is your shot. If you're going to do it right now. And they didn't. And, they just, hell, the second to last possession they had, where they were just rimming it out and rebounding, rimming it out and rebounding, rimming it out and rebounding. It's like, this is your time, guys. You're not doing anything with it. Even the final Golden State possession before the Iguodala 3, they just wouldn't foul guys. Like, they were trying to, but they would get there and not foul them, and they were desperate not to foul Stephen Curry. And I don't know, they let their kind of hesitancy kind of do them in at the end.
You cannot give the Warriors extra chances at anything. You've got to capitalize, and you have the chance to capitalize. And if the Raptors do that, I think they win the series.
Are we going to talk about the new Brandiose uniforms?
Oh, my God, yes. How do we forget that? Oh, my God. These people have to be stopped. They have to be stopped. It's as simple as that. What are they called? The Udder Tuggers?
The Udder Tuggers.
Are you fucking kidding me?
This is a one-off promotion by the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers, so it's not a permanent change.
Thank God.
But it is the latest in the one-off shock branding minor league nights to drum up some merchandise sales of a completely ridiculous thing. Who doesn't want to own a t-shirt that says Udder Tuggers on it?
Who doesn't want a baseball cap with a cow with its udders flapping around? That's
oh my God. You guys sent that thing the other day, and I started thinking about it, and I thought, have they ever done anything that I liked? I mean, they had to do something right, or they wouldn't be doing all these different...
They did the Clearwater Threshers identity, I think.
Okay, that wasn't too bad. That's very subdued for them.
Well, they were just starting out, right? So it's kind of like George Lucas in a way, when you think about it, right? Where his first Star Wars movies, he was kind of kept in check because Star Wars wasn't this huge thing yet. So the studio was like, hey, don't do anything too crazy. And then after Star Wars became this huge thing, he got permission to just do whatever the hell he wanted, and the prequels happened. And so...
Brandiose also did the Spokane Indians logo. Do you guys remember that one?
Yes.
Yeah. Very well done. I'll give them total props for that. That was an excellent job. But for the most part, it's a bunch of bullshit.
Well,
eventually they've done good work, but yeah, like you said, Mike, they've gone unchecked for far too long.
They've gone unchecked, and they've reached the whole George Lucas point where now people just let them do whatever they want without reins.
Yeah, because for every Spokane Indians, we get the Udder Tuggers, the Sod Poodles, the New Orleans Baby Cakes, the Rumble Ponies,
Rocket City Trash Pandas.
And it's just, it was great because there was a picture. It might have been with the thing you guys sent, or I don't remember, but I might have looked it up online, but it was a picture of all their different identities kind of thrown together, and it looked like something out of a comic book. Like I said, like the Brandiose universe.
Yeah, we brought it up plenty of times.
Yeah, and it's just they've shown they can do pretty good work, but my God, some of the stuff is just beyond stupid.
It seems like they do good work because the teams that you were talking about that they have done good work for, they seem to be very established minor league franchises, right? Your Spokane Indians, your Arkansas Travelers. Those are teams that haven't really changed too much over the course of their time. So you get good stuff because the team probably balks at some of this and says, no.
Right.
This is what we want. We contract you to do exactly what we want. Please do what we want. It's the teams that don't put those parameters in that say, yeah, we want to be a fun minor league thing, like a biscuit. Do something fun. And it's like, okay. And then they just kind of throw shit at the wall because the other thing is they're constantly trying to one-up themselves, right? Because all they've done is go crazy. So how do you go crazier than crazy? Well, you just...
Udder Tuggers. That's how you go crazier than crazy.
It's like a Mad Lib, right? They just kind of throw this crap together and...
Yeah.
Just because you could doesn't mean you should, quote the great Jeff Goldblum.
Exactly. And it was, excuse me, it's why it was kind of refreshing when the Mets took over Syracuse for their AAA affiliate.
Yeah.
Instead of rebranding, they just, because when they were in Binghamton, they were the Mets. They just said, we're going to be the Syracuse Mets. And it was kind of refreshing because this stuff, it was cool for a while when the whole minor league thing was happening and you were getting some of these cool, whimsical names. And then, I don't know if it's all Brandiose's fault, but I'm going to put a lot of the blame on them. It went way too far in the other direction. And the pendulum had to swing back towards a little more normalcy. We were getting, like the Trash Pandas, the Sea Poodles, whatever they were called, all that
Sod Poodles.
Sod Poodles, excuse me.
Not to mention all the food related.
Right. And so, it was neat at first. And then, as with most things, somebody comes along and they overdo it and they ruin it.
There's one that was really well done, which wasn't just taking the Parent Club's logo, but the Nashville Sounds minor league team came out with new identities. And this wasn't even Brandiose. They went with someone else, but it's just like a really
it was really well done
identity, and it looks great. And I remember when these were unveiled on the boards, and there's some people going, "Oh, these look boring," and I'm like, "No, these look like baseball uniforms."
Yeah, they're classy. I mean, they get the job done. That's what you want. You don't want to be a character in a comic book, And I liked the, like the guitar pick. One of the alternate logos is a guitar pick, which is cool. The Memphis Redbirds, somebody did a nice job with them too. They did a real nice update of their logo. It doesn't have to be the Udder Tuggers. I mean, my God, that's so fucking dumb.
I get that it's minor league baseball and you have to do stuff to kind of publicity and all that, but it's still baseball at the end of the day. So I guess there's a lot of games that you need to fill, but you realize that because there's so many games to fill, like it's probably best to just look as good as you can as often as you can, because otherwise when you're doing this crap, you're going to have to do it all the time. You're going to have to find something new every other week to keep people interested in what you're doing. And then, unless you just make, hey, this is a solid brand, you know what to expect from us week in, week out. No matter who the players are, this is what we are. Come enjoy our product. I'm going to be more into that than like, oh, what's the next wacky thing they're going to come up with next? Like,
that's what I mean. It swung too far in that direction. It went way too far. It was cool for a while when you were getting like the Lansing Lugnuts, and at the beginning when there was still some sort of what's the word I'm looking for? Where they kind of reined themselves in. They didn't let it just go completely hog wild, and now. And I think mostly it's just Brandiose now. And like you said, Zach, it's like they take, okay, what are two things we can throw together? And that's what they're going to be. I mean, a sod poodle? What is that?
Right. That's one that, like, of some of these good ones that we've mentioned, there is some sort of local connection. Like, Nashville Sounds. That's never going to be a major league name. Mm-hmm. But you get it because it's Nashville Sounds music. It's a fine minor league name, but it's not, the Nash Vegas, guitar monkeys,
right?
It's not something completely out there. So then you get to a point where you have something like Sod Poodles, and remember when that came out, they had that story that I read to you guys here about. They went up to all the locals and they're like, "Hey, do you know what a sod poodle is? If nobody in your town knows what the hell you're trying to reference, maybe it's not a good reference."
Right? Exactly.
Like, are people going around Wisconsin like, udder tugger? Like, no, that's not a term of endearment, I'm sure, in Wisconsin.
I was
you an udder tugger. I'm sure that's the same thing as calling them a cow fucker.
Yeah, it's something like that. Yeah, and I doubt that it comes up in daily conversation very often, if at all. I just saw another one. The yard goats. The Hartford yard goats was another one. It's like, okay, I don't even know what that means. I bet you most people in Hartford don't know what it means. But, people have yards, and I guess there are goats. So the yard goats, there you go.
And a ball yard, something like that.
And it's always the same. They've got that little, grimacing smile on the face of the characters. And it's enough already with these guys.
Yeah.
And Udder Tuggers, I think. I don't know. Is that the worst one they've ever done? Because there's a lot to choose from.
Udder Tuggers is pretty bad.
If you're talking about one-offs, that's about as bad as it gets.
Oh, there was one not too long ago that I remember bringing up to you guys. It was like, really? It wasn't Sod Poodles. It was whatever the one before that was.
Trash Pandas?
Maybe. I don't know. They all blend together at this point.
We've got the Swamp Rabbits, which is a hockey team. It's an angry rabbit with a hockey stick, in case anybody's wondering.
Isn't the hockey stick a carrot?
Yeah. Well, carrot hockey stick, excuse me, yes. Angry rabbit with a carrot hockey stick.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's Sod Poodles. I'm looking here. Let me see. Swamp Rabbits, Road Warriors, the Gwinnett Stripers, the Beach Bums. I don't think that's Pit Spitters. Was it the Traverse City's Pit Spitters?
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Because it's like cherries and whatever. It's like,
yeah,
all right, whatever.
Yeah. Sure. These guys, it's just too much. So yeah, I'm glad to see some teams are reeling it in, and like the Syracuse Chiefs, they could have stayed the Chiefs, I guess, but the Mets wanted them to be the Mets, and that's fine. You know, I got no problem with that. But I know that of all the minor league games I've been to for, say, like the past 5 years, only one team that I went and saw was actually wearing what was their designated home uniform when I went and saw them, and that was the Columbus Clippers. Like when I went to see the Mud Hens, when Fifth Third Field first opened, they were wearing some sort of crazy jersey. I went to Akron to see because I guess their park's supposed to be like a mini Jacobs Field, and they were wearing these tie-dye jerseys. And it's just like enough, you know. I just want to see a baseball uniform, the one that you wear, the one you're supposed to wear.
Was it last week? I think they had the Scripps National Spelling Bee, always a big deal,
right?
And they, for the first time ever, had an 8-way tie for the championship.
8-way?
Oh, wow.
8 co-champions.
Wow. Did they all get trophies?
Yes. They all got trophies. They each got a $50,000 scholarship prize. The guy who was running the competition said, "We do have plenty of remaining words in our list, but we'll soon run out of words that will challenge you." So they said that with 3 rounds to go, and said, basically, if the 8 of you that are remaining all get your 3 words correct, then you're gonna win. Beyond that, I actually have some of the toughest words that were spelled in the competition, and I have the final words spelled by each one of the winners here.
Okay.
Which one would you rather read? The most difficult ones or the final words for each of the champions?
Let's do the final words for each of the champions to see if Mike and I can come close to spelling them.
All right. Here we go. Rashik Gansari, 13 of San Jose. His last word was Auslat, or Auslout.
Go ahead, Mike. Take a shot.
O-U-S?
Nope.
All right.
A-U-S.
Uh-huh.
L-A-U-G-H-T.
So close.
Really?
A-U-S-L-A-U-T.
Oh, I threw the G-H in just because I figured it would be there. Mm-hmm. Look at me go. I didn't think I'd come nearly that close.
It's borrowed from German. It's a noun. The last sound of a word or syllable.
Okay.
Auslout.
I'm only missed by 2 letters. Look at that. Look at that Ohio State education going to work there.
The next word, which was spelled by Aaron Howard, 14 of Huntsville, Alabama.
Oh, come on. There's no way a kid from Alabama won a spelling bee.
Jesus.
Erysipelas.
Oh,
Erysipelas. It's an infection, typically with a skin rash, usually on any of the legs, toes, faces, arms, or fingers.
Erysipelas?
It's Erysipelas.
Okay. Mike, you want to take a crack at it?
I-R-R-I-S?
No.
Okay, let me try it. Say it again, Zach.
Erysipelas.
E-R-A-C-E-P-E-L-L-E-S.
No.
Is that even close?
You started off on the right foot. E-R-Y-S-I-P-E-L-A-S.
Ah, okay.
Erysipelas.
Well, I did well on the first word.
Yeah.
Only missed by 2. That only missed by pretty much all of it.
The next word here from Sakath Sundar, 13 of Clarksville, Maryland, was bougainvillea.
I don't understand what that means.
It's a flower. An ornamental vine, bush, or tree. A bougainvillea. I've heard this word. I'd never seen it spelled until now. And it makes sense that this is how it's spelled, but bougainvillea.
Well, it's going to start with a B.
Yes.
Okay, is it going to be O as in boog or U? I'm going to go B-U. Am I wrong already?
Yep.
Okay. Let me try it with O's in. B-O-O-G. I forgot the rest of the damn word. Never mind.
Mike, bougainvillea.
Oh, I know what it is.
Bougainvillea. B-E-U. Was that right?
No.
B-O-U.
B-O-U.
Wait, let me start from there. B-O-U. G-H-E-N-V-I-L-L-I-A.
B-O-U-G-A-I-N-V-I-L-L-E-A.
Okay.
Philia.
All right. I was only off by almost all of it again.
Next one from Sohum Sakanhankar. They should try to spell all their names.
I hope that they're not listening because we're botching pretty much all of it.
13, wrong name. This one is Shrutika Padhi, 13 of Cherry Hill, New Jersey.
Oh, the word really New Jersey and Alabama? I'm supposed to believe this? Sorry.
Aguilette. Or Aguilette.
Aguilette?
Sorry. Aguilette. Aguilette. That's how you spell it. Aguilette. It's French. So.
Well, you said E at first, so it's either an E or an I.
Aguilette. It is a cord with metal tips or lace tags with a decorative tip, usually seen on the uniforms, the military uniforms of like a prince or royalty.
Oh.
Coming off the shoulders.
Right, yeah.
Oh, this is going to be fun.
E?
Nope.
I?
Nope.
A?
Yes.
Okay, say it again.
Aguilette.
A-G-U-A-L-E-T-T-E.
The ending is correct.
Oh, all right.
A-I-G-U-I-L-L-E-T-T-E.
I think you got
Mike is your champion.
Look at that, Mike.
That was champion.
Nice. Way to go.
Well, all those years in French class paid off.
Yeah, you see you threw in the "gi" there in the middle, right? Look at Mike go.
That, and I recently had to look up that word for a thing I was writing.
Ah, so he cheated
it was
too.
Fresh.
That's okay.
It was fresh in my mind.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as he described what it was, I remember seeing the word. I couldn't remember how to spell it. All right, go ahead, Zach.
Sohum Sakandakar, 13 of Dallas. Again, I'm sorry.
Texas?
All right, Texas, yeah. Alabama, New Jersey. Christ, no wonder they had an 8-way tie.
There's another New Jersey, and two more Texases in here, by the way.
All right.
The next word is pendaloque. Pendaloque.
Loke?
Pear-shaped modification of the round, brilliant cut used for diamonds and other gemstones. Pendaloque.
P-E-N-D-A-L-O-Q-U-E.
Oh, so close, Greg.
Damn. What did I miss on?
P-E-N-D-E.
Oh!
L-O-U or L-O-Q-U-E.
Wow, I only missed by one letter.
Pendaloque.
That's all right.
You're right there. Right there. Wow, this one doesn't seem like it's hard, but I guess they were really running out of the challenging words, as they said. This one is for Abhijay Kodalai.
You should make us try to spell their names. That would be more fun.
Yeah. Of Flower Mound, Texas. This one is, let me see if there's got to be some sort of different pronunciation of this, because otherwise, again, this seems far too easy. Palame. Yeah, Palama.
Palama?
Palama.
Meaning?
Don't overthink it. It's Palama. It's the webbing on the feet of aquatic birds. Palama.
P-A-L-A-M-A. That's
Correct.
wrong. Oh!
Wow. Mike, we've got 2.
That was shockingly easy.
Yeah, I was going to complicate that all up. I was going to throw in some E's and other stuff in there just because.
That is shockingly easy for what should be like an end game spelling.
Yeah. Wow.
Again, like I said, they were running out of words.
I guess so.
Next word, cernuous. Cernuous. Definition of a plant. Cernuous. Cernuous.
S?
Nope.
No, it's going to be C, isn't it?
Cernuous.
P.S.
Cernuous.
C?
C.
C-E-R-N U O-U-S.
Correct.
Oh, look at that. All right.
All right. And the last word, odilic or odilic. Yeah, there you go. Odilic. Of or relating to Odil, which is... I love when they do that. A force of or natural power formerly held by some to reside in certain individuals or things and to underlie hypnotism and magnetism of other some phenomena.
Because hypnotism and magnetism are the same thing, basically. So.
Yeah. Odilic.
Well, Mike, that means you get to take this one, so go ahead.
Okay.
Odilic.
Odilic.
Oh, I think I know this one, actually.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and start with an O.
Yes.
Woo! D.
Yep.
I.
Ooh.
Is it my turn?
Yeah.
Yes.
O-D-Y.
Yep.
L-L-I-Q-U-E.
Ooh, you made it overcomplicated.
L-L-I-C.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Odilic.
Because I was just thinking idyllic and just put an O in front of it. And then I overcomplicated it, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, hey, you know what? We kind of showed that we aren't complete idiots. We got 3 right between the 3 of us.
The thing that's amazing is these are all 12 and 13-year-olds.
I know.
Like, okay. But I also have a feeling that a lot of these people could, they could spell them. I don't know if they'd actually be able to talk to you with them.
Yeah.
And some breaking news, guys. Breaking news here that literally was just sent to me while we were talking by my girlfriend in a DM on Twitter. Florida man arrested.
2019 GTOV champion, Florida man.
Mm-hmm.
Florida man arrested for covering sleeping girlfriend in ketchup. Quote, "That's what you get, bitch."
Ooh, I feel like there's a domestic argument there that we are missing, and I desperately want to know.
Peter Wagman, 37, from Pinellas Park.
Wait, are you going to tell me Pinellas Park? That's not too far from you, Mike.
No, not at all.
Are you going to tell me his name is really Peter Wagman?
Peter Wagman, W-A-G-M-A-N, Peter Wagman.
Peter Wagman.
37.
Florida, okay.
Was charged with domestic battery for pouring a large quantity of tomato sauce on his 41-year-old girlfriend after the couple had been, quote, in arguments over infidelity by the victim. According to the arrest affidavit. Wagman and the victim, who has not been named, have been in a relationship for roughly 11 years prior to the incident. At around 4:45 local time, or 4:45 a.m. local time on Sunday, the victim, quote, woke up to ketchup being poured on her by the defendant as the defendant was yelling, "That's what you get, bitch." Authorities arrived on scene and the victim was covered in ketchup.
Well, he showed her, didn't he?
So let me get this straight. So he has an argument with his girlfriend, and
he thinks that she's cheating on him after 11 years.
And his response is to wait until she falls asleep, and then pour ketchup on her.
It wasn't even until she falls asleep. This was at 4:45 in the morning.
So he woke up for this.
He set his alarm clock. I'm gonna set my alarm so I can pour ketchup all over this woman.
Wagman denied the allegations and is pleaded not guilty. However, the booking officer confirmed that he had ketchup on the right side of his pants following the incident.
I am pretty sure if they catch you pouring ketchup on someone, you're guilty of pouring ketchup on them.
Well, here's my question. Okay, and this I think is the more important to the bigger issue here. Was it Heinz ketchup? Because if it wasn't, first, if it was a waste of good ketchup. But secondly, if it wasn't, then you're wasting your time. There's just no other ketchup but Heinz. So that's what I'm saying. Well, that's Florida, man, folks. That's why he's the champion. That's why he is the glorious tournament of victory champion right there.
According to something called the Smoking Gun, Wagman and his girlfriend have both previously been arrested for acting out violently against each other, but their battery charges were later dropped. In April, Wagman's girlfriend was arrested again after she allegedly hit him during an argument at the house.
Ah, yes, Florida, man. You're 2019 Glorious Tournament of Victory champion. Pouring ketchup. And that's what you get, bitch.
The city of Pinellas Park also made national headlines last month when a Florida woman was charged with abusing her 10-month-old son. She allegedly swore at her baby before throwing him against a wooden fence because she was angry that he was unable to stand up.
I think I read about that, actually.
It's a baby. They're not supposed to stand up because they're a baby.
You stupid fucking kid. You're 10 months old. You should be standing by now. I think that throwing against the fence probably really helped.
Yeah. The infant had a small bruise near one of its eyes and seemed to be malnourished.
Those people are such idiots.
Florida.
There you go.
Mm-hmm. And that's where I live now.
Yeah, and that's where I'm going to be spending my winters from here on out. So good for us. Fun time had for all. All right, folks. On that note, we're going to wrap it up. That's rap spelled W-R-A-P. You can follow us on Twitter at Basically Sports. Subscribe via iTunes, Stitcher, Spreaker, and YouTube. As always, thanks for tuning in, and we will see you next time.
See ya.
Adios.